Hey, it's Malgos556. Okay, check it out. I'm going to go over something today that I think a lot of people forget in their food store preps. I think some reasons are that they just overlook it because they don't like it, or it doesn't come to mind. Two, they just absolutely don't like it. I do not like it myself in its drink form. And three, I think that a lot of people have not either been exposed to it or didn't live in a time or an area where people would utilize it, and that is powdered milk. Now, I know a lot of you are going, man, that stuff is nasty. Well, wait, just wait. Let me show you what I do with it before you go to judging the white powdered moo juice. I grew up in a time when I had a lot of friends, their parents wouldn't buy milk, off the shelves in the jug gallons. They'd use powdered milk. And I always had that one friend who was like, hey, man, why don't you come over and eat with us? I'm like, no, not the powdered milk, people. Oh, and you'd see that glass jug of that semi-watery milk sitting there, and you're thinking to yourself, no, ma'am, I'll just have some water. Well, that was me. As times have changed with everything, I started learning the benefits of having powdered milk on hand, not only for just the apocalypse, so not everything has to be the apocalypse, but also hiking and backpacking. So I gave it a chance, and I started coming up with different ways to incorporate this into my meals, not only on the trail, but at home, and especially during some times when I like to just break out my equipment and train making recipes that I would make if times got rough. And I found out powdered milk was actually an ally, not an enemy. It's good to find those out. So I'm going to talk to you about powdered milk. What I got here is the 3.2 ounce makes 1 quart milk pouch. These are actually really good for putting in your pack, putting in your meal bag, and stuff like that. They give you a wide variety of options and meals and choices that you wouldn't have if you didn't have this particular type of accessory. And it is kind of an accessory. I mean, it's more like a creamer pack, a giant creamer pack. But I have this one. This is my small one, and I will put this in a pack or a bag or something like that. You can get them at Walmart. I don't really know the price right offhand. But then you have your Big Daddy. I don't like to get the boxes. I like the resealable packs. But this one is 1 pound, 9.6 ounces, and 32 servings per container, 1/3 at, 23 grams. So I use grams. I don't use cups because I weigh everything out on a scale. I'm just kind of like that guy. So this one also has basically the same thing. But this one, I'm going to show you why the 1 quart is really important when you're mixing things. But this one also has it. So I guess it's pretty universal when it comes to the mixing of that 1/3 cup, 23 grams. So it's pretty universal, I would say, to get the consistency of that water stuff I saw in the jug at my friend's house. Well, what I like to do with this is if I'm hiking or backpacking, I'll segment it. Now, like I said, this makes 1 quart. There's 4 cups of milk in 1 quart. Okay? So there's a lot of recipes that call for 1 cup, 2 cup, 3 cups, and even 4 cups. One of the recipes that I use on the trail with me that I really like is Jell-O pudding, vanilla, or chocolate, or banana cream. They're all good. They're all good. So what I'll do is, according to what the recipe calls, and what does this recipe call, people? It calls 2 cups of cold milk. So, as I said, 4 cups make a quart. There's exactly enough in here to make 2 pudding desserts. Okay? That's important. So what I can do is I can segment this into half, which half would be in grams. It'd be 46 grams. So I'd weigh it out, 46 grams. I'd put those in a Ziploc bag, add this, boom, there I go. I just add the appropriate amount of water, blend it up, stir it up, and let it sit. Okay? That's really important. I think stuff like this is important. It's overlooked a lot by people because the simple fact is some of them have kids. And if you're in the STHF situation and you've got kids, something as simple as Jell-O pudding can really change their outlook and their morale in that situation and give them a bit of normalcy when there's a time that there's not a lot of normalcy. So I think that's very important, and it's good to have that because kids can be a pain without stuff going bad, let alone when stuff's bad. So that's what I'll do. I'll segment this up. You can do this with that, but I kind of leave that at home. You can segment it up and then carry it in Ziploc bags. Now it's the same with this. I have this in here, and I wasn't going to include this because this is more labor intensive instead of just mixing up in like a canteen cup or a bowl. But as I know some of you out there love to do some primitive cooking and things, I actually have seen people take this mix, and it just says add milk, that's all you need to add. Takes this mix, flatten it out onto a rock, and have like a blueberry pancake. It's pretty good. I don't like blueberries myself, not a big fan, but SHTF, this would be a godsend. Something different than a Mountain House or freeze-dried or dehydrated or an MRE or something in a can, something baked fresh. That would be an amazing morale booster, even for the little ones. Don't forget them. And I've actually seen people cook muffins in a grill when they had the shut top cover. They actually made it in the pan, made muffins grill. You can do that. You just take the amount of milk needed. Let's see. This one needs, just add milk. Yeah, you just need, you will need half a cup of milk. So you just divide this out. Now you can segment this. Just use your grams and stuff per servings and things like that. And then, hey, there you go. You can just do that. You don't have to use the whole mix, but there you go. You have blueberry muffins. So just take the amount you want out of here by grams, put it in a Ziploc bag, and then start preparing your cooking area, your surface. Another one that I don't think you really need the milk for this, but I have tried it without the milk. I like the milk better. So you just do the same thing. You measure out the powdered milk that you need, put it in here in a Ziploc bag. There you go. It's portable. You take it. You don't have to worry about setting them apart in the field and then doing all the stuff. You just take it, pour it into a canteen cup, mix it up, and you've got fettuccine and spinach pasta, Parmesan cheese flavor. There you go. You can't go wrong with that. The potatoes don't need the milk, but I do like adding a little bit of milk to my potatoes. It just gives them more of a creamy, better texture and flavor. So you can do that too. Just measure out some of your dry milk. Now remember, you might have a little extra water to add to it according to the recipe because you're adding more material. But you can figure that out and tweak it. Better to do it at home than you do it out in the field. Get it too watery or too powdery. The next thing, if the world comes to an end and I got some powdered milk and I got some Nesquik, because I'm not a coffee guy. I'm a tea and cocoa guy myself. But if I can get chocolate milk in the apocalypse, and I'm doing good. I'm doing all right. Okay, this one right here is hot chocolate, and like I said, I'm a hot chocolate guy myself. Right here, melt 1 tablet and 4 cups of milk over medium heat. Boom. This one right here takes this whole pack, 1 tablet. That would be more for a group setting, like say for children or people, a long hard day in the cold, people are upset. Milk, chocolate, hot chocolate. For people that like to take their supplements with them, you can add the appropriate amount of milk to the whey in a prepackaged Ziploc bag. Just mix it up in your canteen or your Nalgene bottle. So it does have its place outside of the drinking this stuff, which I won't do unless it's the last thing on earth to drink. But I will show you something that I like to do, and this is a little recipe I came up with. I like to get the banana cream, the milk, a bit of the strawberry whey protein. I'm not a big fan of strawberry, but when mixed with something else, it's pretty good. Strawberry whey protein, Nesquik, kind of jump the volume of water up a little bit, put it into a Ziploc bag, dump all this in my Nalgene bottle, shake it up and stir it, and then, dude, you got some really good type of pudding. Not my Nalgene bottle. I'm an idiot. You can take put it in a pan or a bowl or something and stir it up. I'm actually thinking about chocolate milk here. I'm gonna actually have some of that when I'm done. But yeah, that's one of the options you could have, and I think a lot of people have just looked over the powdered milk because it's kind of turned off. But don't overlook the powdered moo juice. It can do all kinds of things. This is just a small example. For instance, if you have kids, you can add powdered milk into a Ziploc bag and add, I'd say, Cocoa Puffs, Lucky Charms. Dump them out into your canteen cup. Dump them out into your bowl. Add a little bit of water. Then you have milk and cereal. It's a way of reestablishing something normal in a world where things don't seem that normal. Okay, this Mountain Ghost 5x6. That's about as much as I can talk about powdered milk. I mean, there's so many different options. Any recipe that calls for milk that's portable, that comes in something like this, you can take out in the field or store it. So there's many options. I mean, you're basically limited to your imagination. Okay, Mountain Ghost 5x6 out.